Hello everyone, welcome to another day of the speaking challenge. For today's practice, I'm going to answer some questions that we had received from Michael. These are questions about public transportations and our transportation habits. Thank you, Michael, for your questions. I think they are interesting to reflect on. And you ask, how do you get around where you live and work? Do you walk, drive, ride a bike, use taxis, or public transportation like buses, subway, tram, etc.? I live in a very small town, and for that reason, for me, there is no big need to use public transportation. And I used to walk a lot, and especially to ride my bicycle because I love cycling when when the weather is fair and beautiful. Um, of course, it's more about summertime, spring, or early autumn. But in wintertime, because it's extremely cold here, sometimes it can be minus 35 Celsius. It's extremely cold. I use a taxi service because I never use buses for some reason. I've had a very sad incident on the bus, and after that I said to myself that I respect myself, I respect people, and I want them to respect me in turn. So I use only a taxi service, and as I said, I live in a small town and there is no subway. So I think that for that reason I have a phobia because every time when I visit big cities like Moscow, for example, for me it's a big trouble to get into a subway, not because it's a deep underground, but mostly because I'm not well oriented in a subway. And I think that you have to be very well oriented in the subway if you want to use this transportation, because there are so many people, just dozens of people, and all of them in hurry, and it looks like a flow, and if you want to be okay, you must be in this stream, right? And I remember I once got lost in the subway and I couldn't find the way out because there are so many different lines and I didn't know where I have to go, whether straight ahead or turn right or left. And even I had asked someone to help me. I couldn't find the right way. So after that, I said, no more subway. I think Mari will understand my problem because when I once have when I first saw the Tokyo subway map, it looked even crazier than the Moscow subway. Just crazy. I'm sorry for saying that. So the next question, if you drive, what kind of driver are you? Right now I'm not a drive a car, but I like to, and I feel very determined, but I don't like drive a car in cities or town. I like to drive more out of town in the road. How do you say that? In a special road. So I mostly enjoy to behold or to observe the view and panorama and horizon in front of me and listen to beautiful music. so next question, how would you describe other drivers where you live? Do they generally respect road safety rules? Well, this question is very devious because this is a problem with our drivers because they generally do not follow the rules, and they can be very impatient sometimes, in such a way they can provoke an a fatal accidents, and they do not respect pedestrians. They would not stop when they see pedestrians on the pedestrian road, and I think it's a shame. Actually, it's a shame because before getting this license, I think there must be implemented special trainings for people to get more, how can I say, formal education about good manners and etiquette, right? It's not only about how did you say that, road safety rules, right? But it's also about communication. I really can understand why drivers are so impassioned to each other, um, to pedestrians. So this is quite a problem here, I must admit. So next question. Have you ever had to travel in difficult or stressful conditions? Thunderstorm, fog, blizzard, dust storm, icy roads, etc. Yes, I had this experience twice, actually, and both were related to icy road. And yes, I was involved in car accidents. Unfortunately, I didn't get any serious injuries, thanks God, actually. And that's it, I think, about stressful conditions of driving. The next question: what are your thoughts about pedestrian only zones in downtown city center areas and limited access for cars? Should cities invest more in public transportation or maintaining roads? It's a very actual question for me because I love cycling and I love to ride my bicycle along the riverside, but there is no special cycling road for people like me who like this activity. And this is a rule, um, public rule. There is no permission to ride a bike along the riverside from 6 o'clock in the evening until 11 o'clock. And I'm just wondering what all those people have to do, uh, especially when the weather is warm, um, and there is no, how can I say, and what they have to do. Okay, I need to. I'm a little frustrated. How can I say that? For example, I wanted to say what all those people have to do after they work if they have bicycles, but they can't ride a bike along the riverside instead of ride a bike instead of going to the gym when the weather is just fair. They would have take some fresh air, right? Simultaneously having these outdoors nice pursuits. And I think that our local government must seriously think about organizing a special cycling roads for people like me who like uh, ride the bicycle. But of course, I'm joking, but I mostly say about logistic, right? I think that all people, all dwellers and guests of our town, because there are lots of guests, people who come here to work, because there are lots of international companies. So, and I think that all of us must feel comfortable while living here, right? Because it should be arranged for people, right? And because this is a like oil and gas capital of the country, so I think government must invest more money to to not prepare, but to make our town more comfortable, more beautiful. So I think this is it for today's practice. I talked a lot, I'm sorry. So thanks again for watching, and talk to you later, guys. Bye bye.